Hey there, VC. It's Eric. I am back with a new bunch of vinyl to talk about and a couple of compact discs. I went thrifting this past week at several of the local stores. First, I didn't find a whole lot, but today I did find a couple of albums. Actually, a couple of singles and a couple of albums. First up, we have Jason and the Scorchers, Shop It Around, 12-inch single. Jason and the Scorchers are one of those cowpunk bands that people talk about when you discuss 80s rock, country, or punk country stuff. I don't have a lot of their records, so I figured for $1 I'd check it out. Next up, we have Red Flag, Count to Three, 12-inch single. So I have no idea who this band was. Listening to it, it sounds like alternative stuff remixed for the club. Truth is, I bought this more for that Enigma sleeve. As I've talked about before, I'm a fan of the Enigma label and especially collect their cassettes. But I saw the sleeve and was like, $1, I need that. Next up, Stan Ridgway's The Big Heat. This is a radio station copy, and the jacket's really not in good condition. But the record's fine, and I got it for $1. I actually do already have this on vinyl, but I felt like saving this from the dollar bin. It's a really good record if you like Warren Zevon or Tom Waits, or kind of that noir-y, dark, left-of-center singer-songwriter, a little bit of country, a little bit of punk stuff. Stan Ridgway is somebody you should check out. And this record is probably his best solo record. And then finally, I've never heard of these guys, Silver Condor, but I dug that cover. It turns out that they're kind of album-oriented rock, early 80s. I think Journey, that's what it kind of sounds like to me, like hard pop rock. It's pretty good stuff, but especially I just love that cover, so I picked it up. All right, so that's it for the vinyl I picked up thrifting. I did also pick up a copy of the Suburbia soundtrack on compact disc. Mid-90s Generation X, based on a play by Eric Bogosian. It was $1. It's got a lot of 90s acts on it, so I figured, what the heck, the guys over at the Outside the Cinema podcast covered this recently, and I haven't seen it probably in 20 years. And I figured I'd check out the soundtrack. Earlier in the week, I went to a couple of other thrift stores in the area, picked up a couple of compact discs. First, I got Front 242. I was never really into these guys back in the day, but I saw this and figured I would check it out. Industrial kind of dancey stuff. Not my usual, but sometimes it pays to check out some genres and check out some acts that were big back when you were younger that you maybe never got into. Next, this is an interesting CD. This is from the ground up. This was produced locally by an organization called the Neutral Zone, which is a teen center here. And this was made by the kids and for the kids, by teenagers. It's a bunch of local bands, a lot of ska and hard punk and that kind of stuff. That's not all great, but found it used. And I like anything that has a couple of kids or a bunch of kids doing something positive with their energy and their creativity. So, and hopefully 20 years from now, they'll be able to show that to their own kids and say, this is what we did. Lastly, I got this band, Civet, LA punk, from about 2000-ish. I picked this up because it has a cover of Horror Business by the Misfits on it. It's all right. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid background music. Apparently, their later albums are on the Hellcat Records label. Next up, I did go see some live music. There's a thing like a farmer's marketplace here, and they have concerts every once in a while, and they had this band, the Whiskey Charmers, who I've been following on Facebook. I've been meaning to check them out live. It's like 6 blocks from where I live, so there was no excuse not to go. I picked up their CD. This is very Elin Jewell meets the Hanson Family, alt country with kind of a dark noir flavor to it. You have songs with names like Elevator and Neon Motel Room. So really check this out. They also have a Kickstarter currently. I think they have like a week or 2 weeks left on it. So if you see this anytime recent to when it's posted and you want to check them out or check out their Kickstarter, that is something you can do. Lastly, I picked up a new record that just came out. I've not even opened it yet. I've heard it because I do have an advanced copy of this album, but Lydia Loveless is real. Lydia Loveless is, and I guess she's probably just about to hit the mainstream, up-and-coming alternative singer-songwriter, alt-country type. Think Nico Case. That's probably the closest thing I can think of. Nico Case, but not Nico Case. She's been all over the media lately. I dig her stuff. I like her first 2 records, so I got this one as well. So that's been what I've picked up recently. If you like the video, go ahead and hit like. If you're enjoying this series of videos, go ahead and hit subscribe. Leave comments below. I will try to answer as many comments and questions as I can. And talk to you all later. Yeah, and